Welcome to the Wardrobe of Life.
Hey!
No, I don't know if you know anything about guinea pig penises.
Give it a bite. No, it tastes like shit. Give it a bite.
One shall stand, one shall fall.
Oh, yeah, I can hear that, yeah. Oh!
I love pineapple, but you not ever hate when you eat it and your tongue like cracks and bleeds and swells?
In the Wardrobe of Life, there is always something different.
Okay, gorgeous.
We're not a couple.
Hello, welcome to the Wardrobe of Life. We are back once again in the Closet Bar, and this is March, even though it's not really.
Yeah.
But it's March, and we have another guest, and our guest this time is a fabulous musical friend of ours, Mr. Barry Locke.
It's lovely to have you back. We had you Christmas.
Christmas for our Star Wars review. We had Barry
Yeah.
for our Star Wars review. I'm sure you may remember Barry and Mickey Bartlett.
So much fun.
Yeah,
It
Star
was-
Wars was good.
It was good fun.
Star Wars was good. That was a good thing. But we can't retread the same ground.
No, we can't indeed.
We can't. But raise a Palpatine.
So, so Barry, you have produced maybe I'm a bit completely wrong about this, but is it an LP you've produced, or is it an album?
Well, I have a whole constructed album.
Right,
But only certain versions of the songs have been released as singles, purely like not pertaining to the overarching kind of story.
Okay.
But that's still the plan at some point in my musical career that will be released in its entirety.
So, just because I'm very ignorant of the music business, I don't know the music business. What's an LP? What does an LP do?
It's long play.
It's a record.
Yeah.
Is that anything? Because long play to me is on your VHS
Yeah.
machine.
But it's like, an LP
So,
is a record.
An LP.
Vinyl.
Right. Okay.
Is LP. As far
Yeah.
as I know, it's to do with time or how much time you can fit on. It's a
Yeah.
long playing disc.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah, so it's like when you do like the shorter one, like an EP, say, which as it is now, that's basically to give like a more succinct
Yeah.
visual or audio thing about
And
what you're trying to get across.
Is that about 3 songs or something like that?
Yeah.
There?
Some people can do up to 5 for an EP.
Okay.
Which is actually something I like, because I like it when there's like a bit more to it, where everyone's like considered rather than just here's 3 tracks.
Right.
Yeah.
So an LP is an album.
Yeah.
Essentially.
Right. Okay. I'm with you now. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So an EP is like a taster of what could come
Yeah.
from an album, like 3 to 5 songs. Here's
Yeah, I like to think, and maybe it's just a personal thing, but I like to think of EPs as more like conceptual kind of demos. Really, like when you release your EP, it's like, here's what I can do, or what I'm working on at the minute.
Yeah.
And it's not,
okay.
maybe it's not fully realised yet, but I think like most people who release EPs now are just their first few singles usually, like
Right.
all in one place, so they can like sell a CD or whatever. And I think that's fair enough. But I think if I ever do an EP, it'll be because I want to get one thing across. So I probably will do like 5 singles.
Yeah,
Okay.
well, that's what I was going to say. So also, because obviously Barry's going to perform a few songs for us, but to lead in to your first song,
Okay.
this was your first single, but you write in trilogies. You
Yeah,
tend to,
yeah.
So almost kind of it applies to the EP thing. You tend to write your songs.
In groups of 3
Yeah.
or more, depending. A way to word this really is I like to use the word connective tissue.
Okay.
So if you imagine like in each trilogy, there's actually a song in between each as well that sets the ground between each.
That kind of
like
bridges it, or that is
yeah.
the connective tissue between trilogy 1 and trilogy 2.
Yeah,
I'd say.
absolutely.
Okay.
And most of my songs have references to other things that I've already written about.
Yeah.
Because it's I don't know if it's vain or not. I don't know, but I feel like I can't help it whenever I'm writing a song that feels like it's trying to retread ground I've left, and I want to shout back over my
Yeah.
shoulder to the original idea.
I think that
It all
makes
stems
sense,
from the
though.
same
Oh,
place.
okay.
It's like a connectivity.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Like, sure, even look at comedians and how they love callbacks and their and
Yeah.
jokes. You know,
I'm a fan
they
of
love doing a
callbacks.
thing,
Yeah.
and then later in the show they'll give it a callback. You know?
Well, is it a bit like a story? Like whenever you say a writer will say that they write about what they know first. So
Yeah.
so what you've experienced is what you then know, and that's about your advancement.
Yeah, like not to be cliche, but my journey.
Yeah.
Essentially,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
like because like everything, like anything artistic or anything in general, it involves like a bit of time and graft. It's all about the evolution of self.
Yeah.
Amongst it all, like I'm a very different person now to what I was when I left. to go to London. That was like 6 years ago now. And I left on the back of my song "One Will Make the Jump," which I'm not going to play because I've just done it to death. I can't, can't do it again. But that song has spurred many other little like singles from its like main body that just make up other little trilogies and stuff, like little ideas that float past after you've like completed the journey. Say in the first song, so you've walked the distance of it, and then looking back on it, you know, I feel differently about how you felt in the first place, which makes something else happen, and another connection arises then, and you just end up writing about it.
Okay, so that song then is the One Will Make the Jump. It's available on Spotify, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes,
it's good.
It's on Spotify.
And the video's on YouTube. We'll put a link to the video in the description.
Yeah.
So that song is almost like the root, or the seed.
So. This is quite convoluted now, and I know this myself because even I've still not finished finding connections in it all.
Yeah.
Basically, right, one, I've chosen the word one because I know, right, it's a circle, so it's this whole loop thing where the whole album of 13 tracks is played in a loop, and every time you play it through, it comes back on itself, much like the themes of life and stuff. Like every situation you're in now will return, and you'll just deal with it a little bit differently. But that's why it's called, the album in full is called One. And that's basically because I want the connectivity of the circle, but also because my favourite sound to make as a vocalist is O. I always say O. In music, I say O all the time. And
oh, like, what have you done?
Yeah. Oh, what have you done? And oh, I help you choose one. And then in one of these days, ooh.
Yeah.
And then home is not your enemy. Oh, yeah, I do it all the time. So that's like a ghost, like the ghost of why I'm doing all the connectivity.
Right.
And I try to put that in as many things as possible to kind of tie them all in, which is really fun.
That's class.
Fair enough.
That's very deep.
Well,
it's very referencey.
so to lead in to the first song that you've got for us, this was your first single.
Yeah, back in February 2018, I believe. I think I just finished doing All Together Now, and I was like, I'm a TV judge. Here's my first single.
More about All Together Now in a little bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, so this is your first single after All Together Now, and this was part of a trilogy. Is it the first song of that trilogy?
No, actually, right. So Tombs is the middle song. Of a trilogy that is currently.
And it's called.
The Betrayals. Yeah,
The Betrayal.
I think of that. That's the Betrayal trilogy.
The Betrayal trilogy, right?
Which, along the spine of the One album, that is a 3-track discourse about betrayals, basically, wherein the first track is called Where My Heart Should Be, and that's about being betrayed by other people. And then Tombs, the central track in the middle, is about the betrayal of self, like your own mind. And then in Boy Who Cried Wolf, you are the betrayer. So it's like the terrible realization of self. It's like a loop in its own right. It's its own trilogy anyway, like self-contained. But it sits along the narrative in one because that was part of the journey.
Okay, so the first track is...
Who betrayed you?
Oh, right, okay. I
Get the dirt. Sorry.
It's more like, do you know, right before London, I was very yes person. Said yes to everyone else but me. You know, I said yes, okay, yes, I'll do that. And I said, yeah, I still sort of do sometimes. But London started teaching me how to say no. And I was like, no, I'm not going to do that anymore. And I became this other person who then was able to survive London. Yeah. So in regards to that, when I wrote Where My Heart Should Be, it was really about the old me who was used to saying yes, who's been like energy vampires. I always use that as a reference when people like suck the life out of you, and then when you're of no use anymore, you kind of stop hanging out with you and you're not doing things for them, and you're like, oh. But then that's what Tombs leads to in the second one, where you like in terms of the betrayal of selves and stuff, like you start kind of doubting your own mind and depression, you know. And actually the song is about managing someone else's black dog, you know, trying to like look after the kind of environment that you create around them that they might try and suck you into by like unintentionally. Then you have to just mind that there is a bit of a gap there between you two people that, you know, you need to be protected really. So it's like a very dark area that you're trying to do your best for somebody, and maybe you can't always. You're just trying to be with them, saying don't let your walls become your tomb because I'm still here, you know.
That's fascinating.
Well, here is Tombs, and enjoy, and we'll be right back after it.
Waiting, fading, firing shackles and chains of containment, baby, Breathe in the light of blaze and the shades of my temperament. In the darkness I can see what it's worth and what it'll never be. There's a black dog settling outside your room. Don't let your walls become your tomb. Like sand and water to bricks and mortar. Don't let your walls become your tomb. Canine in my body, pause and pass peripheries. And will I, won't I, tumble down when the walls of my kingdom and in the darkness I can see for what it's worth and what it'll never mean. There's a black dog settling inside your room. Too many days to kind for what you call to do. Oh, like sand and water that breaks the mortar. And don't close your eyes. Stay tonight. Will you?
That was Tombs. That's on Spotify.
Yeah, that was it's on Spotify.
That's on Spotify. Do you have live versions of that or videos or anything for that for Tombs on YouTube? Or?
There is a video that's never been released.
Okay.
It may never happen, but it's because I should probably explain about this particular release. I was very fortunate to be working with Jack Gurley from Ferocious Talent.
Okay.
Alongside the label I'm with his Rooftop Records of Carl Falk, and so we had like a merger for a while. And Jack Gurley is a very, very accomplished pop person, so he was like the right choice. To try to make the song more like chart worthy, I guess, because my original version is very much more folk driven. And I feel like I want to say that a lot of people have trouble with me using folk as a label in my genre, but I still think it is. Even if they don't, I'm still convinced that I'm doing alternative folk.
Yeah, I would agree with you.
Hybrid folk.
I would agree with you. I suppose, as we were saying this the other day, it's that difference between there's traditionalists who believe one thing is a certain way, and people who say, well, no, it's up for adaptation. And
I guess my live sound is more folk than they realise, because maybe I've only heard my releases, which are a bit obviously digitised because it's a bit easier to use like MIDI or whatever, and use what's available online and with GarageBand and Pro Tools and the other ones, Logic.
What about processes for creating a song?
Okay.
So
what do I do?
Yeah, like where as hideous as a question it is, was they did on Norm Macdonald. Where do you get your ideas from? But how do you have a lyric? Do you have some music? Do you do both?
A sonic reference first, always, and this makes me sound like a windbag, and I don't think anyone actually believes me when I say this. But
so
it happens in my sleep.
sonic reference.
As in, I hear audio,
not the hedgehog
melody.
Right, okay.
I hear it happen.
Doesn't play Sonic and then go, there it is.
Like, let's use One Will Make the Jump as an example, because it's got a strong intro, right, and that melody is very, very strong. When I wrote that, it's because I woke up with it in my ears ringing, like a ringing of bells, but it was like they were underwater, and it went, dum, 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 and I couldn't unhear it, so then I went to the piano.
Right, okay.
Dun, 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 dun. And then I was like, oh, I've got something. And then lifted my guitar then, it's like, does it work on the guitar? And it did, like, and then it became this dun 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 dun.
That's fascinating, because as a comedian, that's the kind of thing that happens when you hear a joke, or you think of something in your mind that kind of is like, oh, so I suppose a sonic reference is like a bolt of lightning that kind of hits. So it's kind of,
you're like, oh my god, I'm writing a song.
Yeah.
It's happening. Oh.
Yeah.
But then, so does that then happen for? So like you're saying, it happened with One Will Make the Jump, but given that then that is a part of like a 3-song trilogy.
Yes.
Does then that does that original sonic reference feed through to song 2 and 3?
Yes.
Or do you get a new sonic reference for song 2 or 3?
I didn't get anything in my sleep for one of these days. It happened when I was on a bus.
Okay.
I was just like absently had my. Do you know what? It was my birthday, and I think my birthday had landed on a Tuesday or something. And I was working in a coffee shop on Goulburn Road at the time, and they let me have my day off for my birthday.
nice.
So I took myself off to the museum because it was the only day it wasn't going to be busy. And I was like la 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 la, and on the bus, I was kind of thinking about where I'd come, how far I'd gotten. I was working in this coffee shop that I didn't want to be in, and it was January, and I suppose I was still quite green to London in that time, and I was like, like, what am I doing? It's been Christmas and I haven't, I don't know what I'm doing. And then basically started imagining if my time in London was long term or not, or what that all meant. And then I just started thinking to myself like, well, remember me, I'm gone, but I'm still kind of here and I'm still trying, and I kind of felt like I'd left a lot of people behind or something, but I haven't, but I just started telling myself that I had, and then it just sort of came out that way, where it was like, remember me. I'm home again. It just sort of happened that way. But then the ooh is to reference the ooh thing. So that,
And you find that there's sometimes, like, say, so you've done One Will Make the Jump one of these days and you're waiting and you need to do that third one. Does that come quickly? Or does it sometimes take a month, 2 months, or like all of a sudden it's like, there's the third one. There's the third one's come in now.
Home's Worst Enemy was had been already written in a way before I left for London.
Okay, yeah, you hadn't put it together with that. Yeah,
it was basically all these movements that I couldn't connect, and it's like I have all these movements. Like, and actually Mark Adair tried to help me do that. It was like the last thing we were working on before I left. And it just was like, it's a mess, basically. It just never really worked. Yeah. So I was like, right, well, let's leave that.
Yeah, then we'll come back to that.
And then it just sort of falls into place when you start connecting the dan, 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 dan. Yeah. It's like this.
Personally, I think that's I do think that's your original demo of that. I think is absolutely fantastic.
Thank you.
Although, unfortunately, we're not going to play that. But your next song...
It's too hard to play.
Is that available anywhere?
Was that one released? Homes Were Not Enemies released. The Jack Gourlay version.
The Jack Gourlay chart version is released because he did a really great job. I'm not going to say about actually making that song not a 6-piece movement. Yeah. It has too many movements. Like, it's basically like my Bohemian Rhapsody.
Right.
It's like there's too many movements.
So the original
Bohemian Rhapsody and Steinman stuff, and then it was this big beast of a thing.
Yeah.
And if you want to get that version, then you have to break into Barry's house and steal his hard drive.
Yeah. Or ask me and I might even.
That is true.
But
the other version is available on Spotify.
Yeah,
Spotify as well.
On Spotify, and it's actually, of the 3 singles I released with Jack, that's my favourite one.
Oh, okay.
Thoroughly love it.
Yeah.
Like, I love that one. So,
it is a fantastic song.
So 80s.
Yeah, it is. But
Claps.
I think it's just a great song as well. It is just a great song. But then, so, with the next song that you're going to do for us is your latest release, Whole Lot of Mean.
Whole Lot of Mean, yeah.
So,
it's a version.
Yeah, okay. It's just a version of Whole Lot of Mean.
Yeah.
Because just in saying it, because you saying about going in and stealing the hard drive to get the other things, so that perhaps sets up a little bit of where Whole Lot of Mean came about from.
Right, okay. Very good. Thank you for leading me into that. So what happened was, Whole Lot of Mean, I had written ages ago about like album 2. I was starting to think ahead about album 2 and about this different sound. So it's like I wanted more like dubstep, digital influences to really make the folk hybrid sing a bit more, like kind of like what Avicii does, but I wanted it to be more organic and more, I don't know, like industrial almost, like this weird hybrid creature thing. I just tried to go off tangent for a while and see if I could like get all that out of my system so I could come back to being a bit more, folky or whatever. But after I released, or just before I was releasing One Will Make the Jump, it was meant to come out as a trilogy, like as in its intended form, so we could get that kind of chapter wrapped up. And it's like that's those 3 releases out in their intended form for all the world to see. But we had a bit of a disaster wherein the data got deleted by no fault of any, nobody's to blame, but basically the data got deleted and we hadn't backed it up for 4 years, so it retracted itself right back, and we had lost all the new recordings that we had done, or all the new vocals and all the new guitar work. So it was like an erased thing where I just felt like I'm quitting. That's it. I'm gonna quit. I can't do this. I can't. After all that time spent on it, it's like.
So that was 4 years of not just this one song, but of
everything.
The whole album.
of the album.
13 songs.
Yeah.
Some of it's
Wow.
fine. Some of it's actually fine and salvageable anyway. But the ones that we needed were not quite there, and we had deadlines for. We released through AWOL. So we had deadlines for the submission in order to get them out in time, and I'm really bad at building up to a release that doesn't happen. I get really sad, really frustrated.
Yeah.
A lot of energy goes into it, of course, and I had already done all the artwork for everything and really like busted my ass getting it in gear, and I was getting ready to go to Portugal, so there wasn't time to worry about this, if you know what I mean. So then basically I just was kind of inconsolable for about 2 days, and then I mustered the energy to come back to the studio, and we tried to re-record, and I couldn't do it. All the words sounded different, and for the first time I felt the songs properly, like in real time, rather than just from writing. So I was like, oh, I actually get quite emotional talking about it. I was really like, I was inconsolable, basically. I couldn't be reached. I was like an island. Nobody could tell me that it was okay, because it wasn't. You know, it was really not okay. But then I had this flash. I was like, well, if it's burned down, it's burned bloody down. Let's burn it all down together. So I was like, let's release A Whole Lot of Mean, because the whole song is kind of about like burning it down and starting again, like ashes and stuff. So I had all this fire in me, and I was like, right, we're going to release that bloody song, and that's the next single. So we did it, and I like all of my like graphics were all like communication breakdowns going and fire, and then
Was that song already written by this point, or did you write it when that happened, or?
It was already written, but it sort of came out of itself. It became the song. It's like the timing.
Okay.
I don't know. It was like maybe this was always the right song to release, because, for me anyway, because it was like different.
It all of a sudden fitted its place
Yeah,
somewhere.
it was never going to be a better time, because the message in it was never going to be stronger. So it was like, it's now.
Yeah.
Let's do it. And then, am I allowed to swear?
Yeah.
I always refer to the hard drive as that stupid bitch. Remember in my post about it, it's like this song goes out to that stupid bitch that tried to stop me from releasing this, but I'm still here, you bastard. I still did it. I've got that bloody song out, and like I actually it's a very divisive song. Like a lot of people who like know me and follow my stuff don't like it, and I don't mind, but everyone's allowed an opinion.
Yeah.
I quite like that it has a
It was
reaction.
quite different in terms
Yeah.
of sound compared to something like Tombs or whatever, although
Yeah.
we're talking the versions that people can hear online as opposed to what you're doing for us today, because that is
I'm going to do a
different.
more considered version.
Yeah.
It's not so, because I can't do. I have no drums or anything. But I feel like what people think of my music is actually nothing to do with me. It has absolutely nothing to do with how I feel. So I feel like people should tell me when they don't like it, because it doesn't actually affect me. Sometimes you can be like, all right, but it doesn't. It actually doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's okay. It's okay to hate it, because a lot of people do. And I absolutely love that track. It's my favourite thing that I've ever released.
That's good.
I feel like from start to finish, it's the most fully realised thing that I got to do. From like all the content, I was in charge of all the PR on it. You know, didn't do very well, mind. But 400 views or something, it's nothing. So it's like.
But I think, well, we'd be quite happy with 400 views, wouldn't we?
yeah.
If we got 400 views out of this, it'd be okay.
Yeah.
But what I quite like about A Whole Lot of Mean is it does feel different, but it still has your kind of brand.
Yeah.
I think that's it
has the
feels
O's.
like you.
The
It has
O's
the
or
O's.
the anguished cry, like from the, oh, I help you, Jew.
Yeah. So does that song come from Betrayal,
No, it's
or is it separate
it's
completely
a separate,
from these?
It's a standalone track. That there are songs that I've written that never finished, like this one called Fire Above. You remember the demos for that? That feel like it belongs in that vein.
Yeah.
Where I was doing this folk dubstep thing. I was like, I really was trying to do like folk trap.
Okay.
Like a little cold. Like,
Cool.
almost like-
Yeah.
Like I love all that, but it's because for years I have a twin sister, which people don't tend to know very much. I don't know why, because I talk about her all the time. But my sister Cara and I, when we were growing up, had very different music tastes, and she liked happy hardcore and all the stuff like Energy 106. So I grew up listening to her music,
Yeah.
but playing my own.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's a natural that those
Yeah.
like elements are present in my music, because it's actually a homage to my past, really.
Yeah.
And it's almost like the other part of you, which is
Yeah.
you know, that twin.
That exists in her.
Yeah.
And her, what she likes about music, because I think she quite likes a lot of me, because it is like.
Yeah, it reminds her of her. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's the kind of thing. It's a leg slapper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And the dance routine is so fun because I was like adamant that it had to be in because I never. It's the most on me thing to do in the video.
Yeah.
And I toyed with it in like one week with my shoulder dance that I do when I'm drunk, but for that one I was like, I want a dance routine that people could copy if
Yeah.
they wanted. And then I tried to do like the whole lot of mean dance challenge and nobody did it. So it was like, oh, fair enough.
We'll have to give that a go. If you want to give that a go,
yeah.
Please give it a
we
go.
would love to see it.
Find the video on the videos on
Please.
YouTube. And
I think
songs
we'll
on
do
Spotify.
one.
We'll give one a go.
Please.
But for the time being, here is a nice live acoustic version of A Whole Lot of Mean.
This is the story of the boy and the mind. One killed the other with a truth that he couldn't stand. Stripped from the embers, he withdrew the cattle brine, and he scarred my chest with no forgiveness. I never knew just how deep that one would go. Lead me to the waters I'm soaking. Help me 'cause I feel a little dry. Move you to the fire that I'm stoking, and a little cool to the fire. To the fire, living in a hole out of me. You gotta keep your head up, keep that fire in your heart, hold out of me. You gotta pull it together, keep yourself from falling apart. Right from the embers I was born again. No yesterdays and no tomorrows. I never knew just how good that I would feel. Whoa, lead me to the waters I'm soaking. Help me 'cause I feel I let it dry. Move you to that fire that I'm stoking, and a little cool to the fire. Living in a hole out of me. You gotta keep your head up, keep that fire in your heart, hold out of me. You gotta pull it together, keep yourself from falling apart, hold out of me. You gotta keep your head up, keep the fire in your heart, hold out of me. You gotta pull it together, keep yourself from falling apart. A little cool to the fire, to the fire, to the fire, to the fire, living in a hole out of me. You gotta keep your head up, keep that fire in your heart, hold out of me. And you gotta pull it together, keep yourself from falling apart, hold out of me. You gotta keep your head up, keep that fire in your heart, hold out of me. And you gotta pull it together, keep yourself from falling apart,
Okay, so that was A Whole Lot of Mean, and there are versions of that on. There's a video with the dance, so if you want to do the dance, that's where you find it.
Yeah, please do. Yeah.
Please do, please do.
Please.
We will. Do you know what? We'll see if we can get other people
Yeah.
roped into that. Actually, that might be quite good fun.
Touched on it briefly there and talking about A Whole Lot of Mean with different influences from, like, you were playing your own music and your sister was listening to happy hardcore and things like that. But what I find quite interesting about your music is, for me, I can always hear the influences, because before you started doing this stuff, you were in various bands. Like, I've seen you in many bands over the years.
Yeah.
From Vitaria, which was, you know, your metal band, to before that there was Stone Ponies, where you played the drums,
Yeah.
and then UXO, you played bass, and, you know, so there's all these different,
while,
you know,
I was like, yeah.
all these different things, you know, and different happenings. Let's call them. Although Vitaria was the kind of big one. But I think definitely in your music you can still hear the kind of the heavy influence comes through with it.
Okay.
But yes, influence wise, do you find that you still take influence from the heavy side, even though you're going down this folk road, or have you put that behind you, let's say?
I don't know if it's coming from there. I feel like it does. When I want impact, I imagine like noises like what's in Whole Lotta Mean.
Yeah.
A little cold, like the big foghorns.
Yeah.
And they're actually more like film trailer music.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. These
Yeah,
days, where it's
okay.
Like Hans Zimmer.
Yeah, like the reason I did that piano, ding 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 ding, is because I wanted it to sound like an 80s horror film.
Yeah.
And that's what all my stuff was kind of based on, the horror of losing stuff. And it's like, the real horror was not having the data. But like I did this. My first promo for it was having the O symbol burning, because it's like being really really literal. Like I was like, literally I'm burning it because I'm so annoyed, and having like pan in like ding 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 ding. And I love doing stuff like that because it was like a film trailer, but also this was like horror.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the other horror song in my one is Where My Heart Should Be, which is another horror. The horror of being betrayed by others or used, essentially.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's very like a very visceral song.
And I suppose that feeds in then time vampires horror.
Yeah, see?
Well, see, 'cause this is what I was getting at with
Getting it?
what I was getting at or driving at with influences. Given your metal experience and then like what you're hearing in your house and like at home and family life and then the music you were creating as well, is I feel like that would lend itself very well to writing, because you'd write for other people.
I do, yeah, I do.
So that would, because obviously we've spoken about what was the word he said earlier? Sonic what?
Sonic
reference.
reference.
Sonic reference. Talking about Sonic references.
Hello, Sonic reference.
So we've got Sonic references and things like that for your own music, but then obviously if you're writing a piece for somebody else,
for brief.
yeah, if you've got a brief to fill, so with all your previous experience of doing metal, doing does that all put itself, let's say, that's in the same kind of market stall for you to go, I can take some of this and some of that, or do you just
Not really.
go fresh?
This is probably hard to explain because I'm not even sure what I mean by it, but it's like when you get a brief in, you're kind of told the Sonic references in it. It must
Okay.
sound like this person. Here's a track to reference, and you listen to a track and go, right, okay, they have these cities, and the kind of things that are important stick out, and then really you just sort of try to emulate it, not copy, because that's not fair.
That's not right.
You have to emulate the feel, like what the approach was. And I love melody anyway. I love coming up with melody that people want to sing. I think anyway, like my choruses are quite singy, so people who sing would want to sing them.
Yeah.
So and most of the time when I do briefs, I actually write from a female perspective, even though I'm not a woman, obviously. But I write top lines, as we'll call them. They're called top lines when you do a top melody over a track. I write ones that I think a girl would like to sing, and then try to translate it that way. Because most of the time I write for men, but it's actually from a female
Perspective.
angle in terms of vocally,
Okay.
like what they might enjoy. Like a melisma.
Yeah.
Like when you go like all that kind of stuff. It's like
Like, is that riffing? Do people call that riffing
it's
now?
called riffing now, yeah. But
Yeah.
I think the classic term is called a melisma.
I like that word better. Melisma.
Melisma.
Yeah.
It sounds like a person. It's my daughter Melisma.
Yeah.
It's my daughter melisma.
You find her, she goes down the stairs a lot.
She takes it up the octave.
Very good. Because obviously,
I'm still thinking about Barry fulfilling his briefs.
yeah.
That's
But
fun.
so this is the thing as well, because obviously maybe people don't know this because we haven't done enough about it to let people know. But maybe we'll cut this because I don't know if we're putting this out there. But you've written 3 songs with us.
Oh yeah, I have, yeah.
Oh yeah,
I
yeah,
actually
yeah.
forgot. I don't know where you're going.
Yeah,
with that.
yeah, yeah.
What did
So you've written
get?
3 songs with us.
I have, yeah.
And I suppose each one's different. I think there was some, let's say, that we came to you with, we had full lyrics for and said, here are our lyrics, and we need music and it needs to sound like this. There was others that it was a bit more,
We had one line.
and
then
take that. Like that was definitely, I think, the case with All My Friends Are Gay. It was like we
Yeah.
had that all my friends are gay and we fancy them. I was like, do something with this. And then Play With Traffic was like a kind of bit of both. It was like, we've got this thing.
we had a wee bit, and then it was kind of like,
Yeah.
do what you will.
Yeah.
Well, you guys, it's ideal because you have a really strong visual
Yeah.
in place, and that's already really helpful anyway, because what I have done for you is really simple.
Yeah,
really.
yeah.
Literally, it was just to kind of...
Simple to you.
Oh well,
like that's something that I couldn't do.
No,
Do you know what I mean?
couldn't do that. I couldn't.
it was a matter of cohesion, really.
Yeah.
All you needed was a platform to gel the ideas in one place, and that's the simplest way to do that was with like let's find the simplest route rather than making it something complicated that you couldn't like do or in a key that you couldn't sing and stuff because that'd be
Well,
pointless.
so that's
It
what I
has
was
to be
going to say
your
then. In terms of
comfort.
writing to brief, then
Yeah.
and for other people, whoever they may be, or for like the likes of us, would it then be easier in a sense with us because we're there that you can go, you're not going to be able to do this or whatever, whereas you don't necessarily know who the song that you're writing to brief is for?
Not always, yeah. I feel like a good example is when I was writing with Evolved, the team at Evolved, on a project. I'm not sure if I've signed an NDA, so I can't. I can't say who it was for, but
That's cool, isn't it?
Yeah, it's cool.
I've got an NDA. I can't. I've only ever had to sign one NDA, and I was really chuffed about it. I was like, I know something you don't know.
It's part and parcel these days. It's important because there's a team of us with that project. So, bearing in mind when the brief comes in, it's more to do I nearly going to say the person's name. They have a bass track that they know they want something on, so they've already chosen their own key.
Okay.
That person in special.
Right. Okay.
So
they've almost come in with a backing track almost.
Sometimes like we have changed it. We're like, actually, this should be lower because it's a meal now doing the top line. And
it's Jimmy Neal, isn't it?
Jimmy Neal.
It's the only gym. It's the only gym I could think of. I was like, it's got to be a gym. We've got to say it's Jim.
Yeah, but that's been the case for a lot of things. And then, like the other people are with is QC197, who are fabulous and fabulous team of songwriters, really, really talented people. But
shout out to Alan.
So that's a collective and
Ella.
So that's a collective. You write as part of.
Yeah, I
Okay.
just contribute whenever I can. It's like it's not a very pressureless situation, and some stuff comes in, some stuff doesn't really matter in the sense that I go through periods of busyness and non-busyness really. So I try to do what I can when I can, but sometimes it's a lot of female stuff, and Emma's a fantastic cracking songwriter, so she just tackles all that.
So how does that work in terms of like? Do you write part of a song with them, or do you write write a song that then goes to be part of an album, or is it just options for people?
Options is a good word. Yeah, it's song options. Like a lot of the time, you'll get feedback on the track saying, "Actually, I really like this bit. It's really strong. Let's keep it, but this bit could change," and then you get another go at it. But sometimes, literally, I get one go at the song, and I do what I can on it, and I can't think of anything else. Like I just can't get there. So like, this is the best I can do at this time. Because most of the time, I should probably mention this, that most of the time it's like an unpaid thing, because it's only worth money once they take it.
Oh yeah.
If they don't take the idea, it just sits in this pool of ideas that don't get used. Yeah. And you're like,
and do you find yourself coming back to something even when the brief window was closed?
Yes.
And you go, oh shit, I should have done that.
Well, actually, not in that way. It's more like when the person didn't want my idea, say, I'm like, well, I'll take it then.
Yeah, I know.
So you can do that then. It's still your property.
Yeah, intellectual. Yeah,
until they buy it.
Intellectual property until they say that they want it for themselves, and I still get credited.
Okay, and that will lead us into what we'll finish with, but we'll keep chatting for a little bit. We'll come back to what you said.
Okay.
So I'm just curious because like. How much then? So they've listened to it. But just because we've come up against this before, we've submitted stuff to people and they've said I can't watch that because it gets into
copyright claims and
copyright claims. Yeah.
Right. It's just like nonsense that people say. Unsolicited material. Yeah, we can't read this because it's unsolicited material. We might steal your idea and we don't want you to sue us.
And we won't know if we've done it until we've done it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So is there an element of that with music in that they might have listened? Because I worry about this. There was it the Robin Thicke song and Marvin Gaye.
Yeah.
That kind of problem where it kind of became the vibe of the song that was stolen.
I feel like I sort of semi-missed the boat on this whole thing, even though I heard about it. But I feel like the whole time, wasn't it really, like, Pharrell Williams, didn't he produce it?
Yeah.
So he let it happen.
Yeah, he could have picked up on it.
Yeah, and he would have known, surely. But then I feel like it was all put on Robin Thicke. the whole thing.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
It did all
And it
seem
kind
to
of,
fall
by
in
the
Robin
sounds
Thicke's
of things,
shoulders.
ruined his career, did it? I'm not sure, because I think
Yeah,
I haven't
yeah.
heard from
Yeah,
him.
he hasn't done much from what I've seen. But it is weird that because even like the Rolling Stones and the Verve,
Yeah.
there was the whole thing for years that only got finished cleaned
Okay.
up like a year ago.
The dispute.
Yeah. So the Verve, was it Bittersweet Symphony or was it Drugs Don't Work?
I think it's Bittersweet Symphony.
And it was
I want to say that
it was a riff that
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know if it was that one or not, but the Rolling Stones claimed copyright over a riff that was in the song or something was in the song, and the Verve have never made money from it then.
Fuck.
Because
Right,
of that,
okay.
Okay.
up until last year, where some settlement was agreed. I don't know if it was a shared songwriting credit or the Rolling Stones eventually just went, it's your song.
nah.
We've got
Yeah.
enough, you know.
It sounds
like,
like such a convoluted world. What was it? It was Kwame from Ferocious Talent. But the first time I met him, his words to me about the music industry have to do his accent. He was like, "Murky man, really murky." I never like forgot it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's true.
I think it's probably one of those things that because of the way music is now monetized in a different way, you used to sell albums or sell singles and make your money and then go on tour and sell tickets.
Yeah.
Whereas now you make with selling parts to be sampled and I
Licensing
don't understand it at
syncing
all.
and stuff, yeah.
So it kind of has become so much more murky because the where you get the money has to come from so many more
Yeah.
different wee
Yeah.
pots.
yeah, it doesn't seem like a clear
No,
thing.
no.
Kind of much like a lot of the creative things, it's no longer a clear thing of the back in the day, the so-called magical day when the guy at the cigar would be like, "Yo, kid, I love your work. Come on, we'll stick you on an LP and we'll send it
love
out
your
there.
song,
Let's see how it does."
I like your track, kids.
Yeah.
Tell me you've got 12 more just like it, and we'll get you straight in.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
everyone had deals. You know,
Yeah,
deals,
yeah,
deals.
and it was people taking a chance on somebody, you know, and let's just fucking see if it can work. Whereas now that what you're saying, so many avenues, stems, and this goes here and that goes there, and
Yeah. The only thing these days, though, I think I'm not sure if I'm even correct in this because it is just an opinion, so don't hold me to this. But I feel like these days it's not that integral to have a label because what's available production-wise, you can actually do it yourself, and most people do.
Yeah.
Like most people in the top Billboard, top 40 are all like self-produced people and whatever.
bedroom producers.
And that's great. It's
Yeah.
also awful, but it's great at the same time.
Yeah.
As much I can really get behind that because I think it's brilliant, but at the same time, it's like any creative industry, it's a very oversaturated thing. So you have to ask yourself, like, what are you doing it for? And
Yes.
I've never done this to become famous or become a quick person to get into some position where I'm like, look at me, my music. Literally, it doesn't change to me whenever I'm performing to nobody or loads of people. It doesn't change.
It's a need, isn't it? As a
Yeah.
performer,
Yeah.
I've always found that as a performer, it gets to the point in my life where I'm like, I need to perform. I need to do something.
yeah.
I need to get whatever.
I don't do something anything else.
Yeah, and I don't care if it's to 5 people or 500 or whatever. I just need to get this out of me. You know.
You sort of need that you to push yourself to do it in the first place, and then doing it in front of people is to kind of authorize the validity of what you're doing.
Yeah.
Not that it matters in the sense that people like it or don't, but I feel like if I can take people somewhere for a few minutes,
Yeah.
just one person, I feel like that's enough for me.
Yeah.
And which is why I don't mind that don't have any money. You know, I don't mind that. Well,
But it'd be nice if you did.
it would be really nice.
It'd be nice if we all had some money.
Yeah, because it's the whole thing. It is a process, and I'm still evolving as a songwriter. And it's like I haven't written my best stuff yet. I'm on my way to writing more things.
Yeah.
I've no idea what's coming out. I've got another album I'm trying to finish called The Island, and it's like really different.
Yeah.
Much more tradish.
Yeah,
And
it's very from what I've heard of what you've been writing for that, it's very nice.
yeah,
But
very Celtic.
But so before we finish up, so you've coming up. Yes, you're in the middle of writing for yourself. Writing The Island will be your next kind of thing that you're focusing on.
project that I'm
Next project, and you're still doing your briefs, fulfilling briefs and things like that.
Yeah.
But to finish off, you're going to play us a song that was one of those briefs.
Yeah,
That's
the
for
person in question said nah to.
yeah, that the artist the artist said no, thank you.
Yeah. I like to hope he did it with a roll of his eye, like, no, thank you. No. I really like it.
See, but
I
this,
took
is,
it.
but this is the weird. Well, this is the weird thing. This is the kind of other thing I was going to say is what I find weird about that is, you know, when the song you fill it brief and you send it in, you know, do they all? Because obviously you're not the only person who's fulfilling this brief. You know, there might be somebody else. You know, songwriting
Yeah,
collective
there's
A, B, C, D.
tenders and people
you
are
know,
all at it,
yeah, and
yeah.
everyone's all at it. So. Out of all the songs that they submit, then how many of them would actually get through to the artist? You know, do all of them go, or do they go to a manager who goes?
There are people in between.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the
who aren't musicians and don't do anything to do with music, so they get
It's murky.
Yeah,
It's murky.
they get the murky
Marketplace.
people.
I think though,
The murky
I think
people.
that's my problem with this. Now, this is not an inflection on the BBC, but I'm not sure if I'm allowed to mention them. But BBC Introducing, I think when you send demos into there, I reckon you get. It depends who's listening to it, really.
Yeah. Yeah.
If somebody goes, I don't really like that. So
Yeah.
it's like, well, who decides?
That-
Hang on, it's
that's-
for people who are unsigned people trying to get through.
Yeah.
Shouldn't it just play everyone then?
This is the thing about the creative industry as a whole. It's all subjective.
Yeah.
You know, everything
Oh, yeah.
everything is subjective. So if people don't like it, if that person who happens to be in there on that day, as you say, if they don't like it, they don't like it, and it's
Yeah.
not. You know,
Yeah.
it's all
like it is so shit because it is just dealing with somebody who, and the thing is as well, they may not even have a good taste in music. You know, they may sit beside somebody who has the best taste in music, like the most eclectic, and they just have an ear for, yes, we should take that, we should take that, we should take that, but it just might not be that person.
I'm fairly convinced I don't have good taste in music. I generally don't.
But then I suppose you could have your friend who says that there's no such thing as bad taste.
There's only-
Good taste. There's only taste and lack of it.
Yeah,
There's
yeah,
only good
yeah.
taste and lack thereof.
I think that's true. And for me, music is all about, because I'm not the sort of the kind of the biggest music aficionado, but at the same time, I know what I like, and it could be something. It could be a dance song, or it could be a heavy metal song, or it could be, you know, a pop song. It could be anything. But it's the way it makes you feel. I think is more important than any other part of music. I don't know. Maybe that's unfair, but
No, I think that's what melody does to me. Like when I hear a really strong like vocal melody, like that makes me go, fuck, I want to sing that. Wish I could sing that. That's so cool what they did there. Or my thing with my writing is I always try to do the opposite, of like when when it's like, oh, you should go up here, I like to go down. You know, like, oh, what have you done? You made a fool out of me.
yeah.
Oh, what have you done? You left a hole where it should be. So it's like, because actually when you do that movement, it's like a blip on a heart monitor, which makes perfect sense for
Yeah.
like the song. So it was like,
That's
a
really
choice.
That's it.
It's interesting because in a way it's a bit like both comedy and acting, because comedy you get the joke when you surprise the audience, and in performance, and you've talked about this before with the likes of Jack Nicholson, where what we find the most fascinating is the surprise of his performance. Sometimes he'll do the opposite of what you expect him to do,
yeah.
and that's where the genius comes in. So I think when you do the opposite, or not necessarily the most obvious opposite, but the thing that people aren't expecting to surprise them, I think that's what can create a good sound.
I think that's with acting, that just came into my head. I don't think you've seen it yet, but although it's March, what the fuck have you been doing? Oh, yeah, you've had a baby. How's your 3-month-old baby?
I'm sure it's fine.
In the Irishman,
Get back in there.
Al Pacino did it. There was a bit in the Irishman. Al Pacino's doing his Al Pacino-y thing, but then just one bit, he all of a sudden he turns into Jack Nicholson for a split moment, and he's eating his ice cream and he stops. He goes, "I'm done with this." And it's just like, ooh, it's like that's not an Al Pacino move. That was just Jack Nicholson came on screen, and again with that film, Joe Pesci in that film, you know, that he is a surprise because he is the opposite.
His range.
Yeah,
throughout the film is
in comparison, especially to anything he has done in his career
good,
before,
very good,
it's
Joe Pesci.
nothing you've ever seen before. And she's like, "Fuck, look at you being amazing."
I'll have to go and watch that then.
Yeah, Joe Pesci, yeah, amazeballs. But
at
yes,
Long Range.
But now I can't watch it till March.
no, I can watch it till March. Yeah. But anyway, so I think we should finish up. We're going to try some games and stuff, but I think we've talked and had fun. And
Yeah,
I've had a good time, guys.
I've really enjoyed it.
did too.
So you're going to finish off, as we said, with one of these songs that hasn't come out yet.
Yeah,
So
something
you
released.
can't find this online. You can listen to it here. And do you have any other live versions of it or anything, or is this the only one that's going to be out online?
I've definitely played it at the last 4 So Far Sound concerts I've done, so it's like they've heard
Yes.
it.
So Far Sounds. Google So Far Sounds. So Far Sounds is small, intimate concerts, gigs, and they happen anywhere in any kind of space. It started off as kind of like a sofa gig, you know, in somebody's living room, and they have three acts generally, and not necessarily all the same acts. You know, you'll get maybe a poet, somebody folky, and somebody a
it's
bit
always
rocky or
mine's always
bluesy.
a mix. It's always like I usually open. I'm an opener.
Yeah.
Like my style and stuff was quite impacty and
Yeah.
but So I like to open, and then there's usually a stand-up or a spoken word artist, somebody, and they're always really witty, always really funny, like, and really easy to watch. And then it's always like a sort of band group that are on third, like a group, people like a trio or something that do really class stuff. And you're like, my God, I always hear class music at these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they're definitely good. Even if you don't see Barry at one of them, just check out So Far Sounds. Who knew that this was going to turn into a plug for So Far Sounds?
But we set out today.
But
thank
good.
you for all the love so far. You've really like given me so much to think about.
But yes, so finishing us off with what's this called? All I Want to Do.
All I Want to Do.
All I Want to Do. Written for the artist that does not go named. Who said, what did they say?
Nah.
Nah. Thank you very much for coming in and chatting to us. And we'll leave you with All I Want to Do by fantastic Barry Locke. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And come again. And
Do indeed.
I will.
we'll have another chat.
I will come
And we'll do chat different. We won't chat Star Wars and we won't chat music. We'll chat about something completely different.
We'll do some songs. Do some comedy songs.
Do some comedy songs and we'll chat about your love of horror films.
I love horror films too.
Yeah. Okay, so thank you, Barry Locke, and this is All I Want to Do.
It's Saturday, can't get you off my mind. I'm afraid that I'm too late. The words I can't find, so stay. You've been hiding yourself for so long. You were wrong, you were hurt. I've been writing it down. I've been bad, I've been good, but I've been yours. And all I wanna do is, all I wanna do is, all I wanna do is, la 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 love you like I love you, la 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 love you like I did, la 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 love you like I love you, la 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 love you like I did. We'll try again. We both know where to start, it's not the end. I'm still your friend, forever in my heart, don't pretend. I've been more like myself. You are my help, you're my soul, my body needs you. I know you've never really felt like how I feel when I'm with you. And all I wanna do is, all I wanna do is, all I wanna do is, la 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 love you like I love you, la 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 love you like I did, la 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 love you like I love you, la 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 love you like I did. And all I wanna do is, all I wanna do is, all I wanna do is, la 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 love you like I love you, la 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 love you like I did, la 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 love you like I love you, la 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 love you like I did. All these things that I have learned fills me with fire and I wanna let it burn. Now I know there's no telling when the tide will turn, the tide will turn. All I wanna do, all I wanna do, it's all I wanna do, all I wanna do, all I wanna do, and all I wanna do is, all I wanna do is, all I wanna do is, la 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 love you like I love you, la 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 love you like I did, la 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 love you like I love you, la 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 love you like I did, and all I wanna do is, all I wanna do is, all I wanna do is, la 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 love you like I love you, la 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 love you like I did, la la love you like I love you, la 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 love you like I did, la la love you like I love you, la 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 love you like I did, la 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 love you like I love you, la 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 love you like I did.
Richard and AJ's Wardrobe of Life podcast is available on iTunes, Spotify, and SoundCloud. check out our YouTube channel, Richard and AJ Videos.